I now give the floor to Mr. Andrew Moore.
Madam President, Excellencies, thank you for the opportunity to address the Council on this vital issue. I specifically want to thank the United States government for the invitation to speak today and for the generous support of the American people for conventional weapons disposal programs worldwide. I'm here today on behalf of the Halo Trust to outline how conventional weapons assessments and disposal are necessary to support safe access to sites potentially containing chemical weapons in Syria. At the outset, I underscore Halo's view that the Syrian government is committed to removing and destroying all chemical weapons threats in the country in a timely and transparent way, and to removing the obstacles to this process. The Halo Trust stands ready to support it alongside international partners. The remnants of chemical weapons in Syria cannot be assessed and destroyed unless OPCW inspection teams can safely access and traverse weapons storage sites that have been previously bombed and are likely awash with deadly unexploded conventional ordnance. Addressing explosive contamination is only one of several impediments to accessing these sites of interest, but with the right support and investment, it is an easy and practical impediment to remove. To fulfill these goals, three conditions must be met. One, an organisation with the requisite expertise needs to be funded to begin immediately assessing explosive contamination at the sites in question and, once positively identified, start removing any explosives which block access to the sites. Two, a capacity building project with the newly formed Syrian National Mine Action Centre, NMAC, needs to be established to build, train and mentor Syrian national teams in the range of capabilities needed to carry forward this work. Three, NMAC needs to be supported for the establishment of such a capacity and for its running costs until such a time as the Syrian government can support NMAC itself. The Halo Trust is an international NGO founded in 1988 and registered in the UK and the US. We are best known for the clearance of landmines, but other core elements of our work are dealing with all types of conventional explosives, including airdropped weapons and guided weapons and improvised explosive devices. We have particularly strong experience of the clear-up of unplanned explosions at weapons storage sites. Our operational model is to train and develop the staff of our host nations to the very highest levels, keeping the expatriate footprint to an absolute minimum. We also work closely with national authorities and national partners to enhance long-term resilient capabilities. This model has been adapted to deliver results across regions and countries from Angola to Laos to Ukraine and many others, including 7 Middle Eastern states. Halo has been operating in Syria since 2016, and since January 2025, we have grown from 40 to 250 staff, 240 of whom are Syrian. We are now working in 7 governorates where we are conducting surveys of suspected minefields, landmine clearance, explosive ordnance disposal, and explosive ordnance risk education. We have built strong relations with local populations, the NMAC, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, governorates and municipalities across Syria, UN institutions, and civil society. Halo has not yet conducted a comprehensive assessment of locations of potential interest to the OPCW, but we understand conventional weapon threats at sites inhibit safe access. These threats could include perimeter and internal minefields, abandoned weapons, and booby traps or improvised explosive devices. Some sites have been subject to airstrikes, leaving the site strewn with volatile unexploded bombs, shells, and other ordnance. Working alongside the Syrian NMAC, a conventional weapons team needs to make initial assessments of each site. Depending on the threats assessed, a number of response options could be deployed, including explosive ordnance disposal, or EOD, landmine clearance, high-risk search, improvised explosive device disposal, or teams with armoured machines to clear safe paths through sites that have been bombed. To ensure the safety of everyone involved, the explosive disposal capacity will need strong coordination and integration with all stakeholders, including NMAC, chemical weapons specialists and inspectors, medical and decontamination teams, the logistics support capacity, and local hospitals. While support from international organisations will be needed at the outset, the Syrian government is committed to developing its national capabilities to perform the vital work of explosive disposal itself. A 2-year capacity building project can fulfil this goal, providing training and mentorship to the highest internationally recognised standards. HALO is discussing with the Syrian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and NMAC a memorandum of understanding to govern this work. Further, in developing this capability to international standards and enabling safe access to sites of interest for chemical weapons with an international partner, such as HALO, this work provides an entry point for Syria and the international community to jointly build confidence in the security sector. All of this costs money, but the likely return on these investments is high, both in terms of facilitating the destruction of any remaining chemical weapon stores and in building the capacity of the Syrian government to meet ongoing explosive needs. In summary, though there are many challenges to accessing chemical weapons in Syria, the blockage created by conventional weapons is one that can be addressed. HALO and similar organisations have been conducting this work for decades. We know how to achieve results safely to the highest international standards, deploying locally trained staff. If resources match ambition, it can be done. Most immediately, we need to get on with assessing every site to develop a clear sense of the time frame and costs required for conventional weapons disposal at the sites. Madam President, Excellencies, we stand at a critical juncture where real progress can be made in Syria with Syrians for Syrians. HALO stands ready with our national and international partners to undertake this work with the urgency required. Thank you.
I thank Mr. Moore for his briefing, and I now give the floor to Mr. Lenny Phillips.